Well, the first time you tried to escape from juvenile hall, it was to attend a Rick James concert.
That
But you
wasn't,
got caught pretty quickly.
Listen, and that wasn't really the first time though, man. Listen, but that was, I'm gonna tell you, man, that was 1981. Super Freak. You hear me? The first concert Rick James, legendary, had on that tour, the Super Freak concert, was Baton Rouge State Fairground. So New Orleans, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Sweetport, Texas, all they come right there. And he flew in with Tina Marie. You hear me? Tina Marie. You know what I'm saying? We flew in with her, you know. And the concert was that, man, my man, Buster Lance, man, and Tucker, man, listen, man, rest in peace, man. Those some good people, man. Hey, they come in and escape it, man. You can't miss this concert. You know, and I escaped that time. You hear me? But see, now the first time I escaped, you know, I was a little bitty boy, like a little fragile little kid. All they did is I ran to this old lady house, you know, old white lady, man. I'll never forget her name is Betty. She'd make me some brownies, give me some milk, and just walk me on back to Bread City. You know, walk me back to the institution. I walk home back in the gate like ain't nothing ever happened. You know? So that's what, you know, my first time escaping, man. That was in Bread City, old lady, man, this Betty. I met her, man, because I wound up in her backyard, man. And she started cooking, giving me, every time it's like I just escaped to go over there and get them brownies and milk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, like, for real. But I did some escaping in my time, though. Yes, sir, I did.
Well, in 1982, you were around 15. You escaped again, and you actually were on the run for a few months.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was in like I escaped December the 27th, 1982. And I believe back then, you know, it really, you know, Clarence Robertson really started becoming somebody. You know, I got my first car, you know what I'm saying? Back then I was young, 16, you know, 17, I had my first child, you know, and but I was in them streets that, you know, bad then, you know, and it's like today, you know, they look at it, we got the pills, you know, with the all of the mileage and the Percocets and all that. But see, back then when I'm talking about, we had pills too, but it was T's and blues, you know, D's, K2s, K4s, you know what I'm saying, preludes. So you know, and the game was, you know, I was in it, young, you know what I'm saying. So I started young and before the crack even hit, you know. So when the crack game came around, you know, hey, I was full-fledged institutionalized drug dealer, street guy, whatever you want to call it. I was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you escaped and you were on the run for a few months, you got involved in various shootings during that time.
But that's, you know, that one on that one occasion, that basically like every time I escape, you know, I'm back in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And every shooting go on, it's always me. If it ain't me, it's, you know, somebody in my neighborhood. It's my man, Buster. You know, it's Bo Rod, one of them. They did it. You know, so, but when really one of the escapes that really was something is when I escaped from the feds, you know, and I really didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, because them people wasn't nothing to play with. But I escaped, and they had like about 700 and about 40 marshals, you know, U.S. federal agents in Baton Rouge. You know, and I'm walking around, you know what I mean, and shit, you know, I got wigs on, you know, pocketbooks dressed up like women's, you know what I'm saying? True stories. You know, they hit my mama house, surrounded, 100 cars out there, guns, you know, tank trucks, everything out here. I walk right out the door with a pocketbook, 2 9mm in it, wig on, lipstick on, eyebrows on, a skirt on, and high heel shoes. How you doing? Whoop de whoop whoop. Walk straight through them, got in the car and pull off. They went in there and tore my mom's house up. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, and yeah, it was a bunch of shootouts. You know what I'm saying? So Vlad, when I was in the streets, for real, I didn't have no say so. The discrimination to who I'm beefing with or what they call beef now, because I don't call it beef. Then we had some problems. I dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? They tried to deal with me, evidently they didn't, because I'm here now. But at the same time, it didn't matter if it was the police department, you know, it was the fire department. If you was trying to kill me or hurt me, see, I was going to defend myself, and that's how I thought. that I'm on the defense, so I'm defending myself. You know what I'm saying? So I was, I had a crazy mindset, and on escape from the feds, it really didn't do nothing, because come on now, I escaped from the feds and the way it happened, hey, it's another story. You know what I'm saying?